Hey, girlfriend, you know who you are. You have big, big dreams. You want to write a book, stand on a TED Talk stage, be a life coach offering wisdom from your RV in Montana, a cafe in Barcelona, or a beach chair in Tulum. Your other girlfriends and your family, they don't always get your biz savvy. Why do you want to leave your JOB? Because you're a C.A.T.S, aka coach, author, thought leader, and speaker. Meet other change makers like yourself and find out how they make it happen. This is the Big Meow podcast.
Hey friends, I'm Kristen and I'm here with Rhonda Rajsich. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Good. So we were just talking before he jumped on about your background as a professional athlete. Tell me more about like your sport and how you're crushing it.
Well, I've had a racket in my hand since I was 2 and started playing tournaments when I was 10. My dad, for some reason, had some dumb double-digit age rule when I was allowed to start playing tournaments. And then when I did start tournaments, I felt so far behind. However, it's really panned out. I also played basketball. Basketball and racquetball were kind of my dual sport things growing up. And even to this day, I'm one of the best in the world at racquetball, and I still feel like I'm better at basketball. But yeah, been playing pretty much sports my whole life. My family history is rooted in sports. My dad was the oldest of 5 boys. All 5 of them played professional something at some point, or sometimes 2 different sports professionally. So excellence was expected, and I never felt the pressure because feeling pressure was a privilege, and excellence was expected. So that's just how I grew up, and it's been a tremendous gift, I think, to be able to have that background and that support system and those icons within my own family to look up to, because it's really given me the mindset to be successful in life no matter what I do. So I'm grateful for that.
What's the strategy with racquetball, right? Like I was saying to you before, like racquetball scares me just because if the ball hits you. But like how do you you got all these different walls. It's kind of like life, right? There's a metaphor for life in that things are coming at you from all these different angles. So what's the racquetball strategy?
When you're hitting, hit it where your opponent's not, and when you're not hitting, don't get in the way.
Yeah, exactly.
That's as basic as it can be. Hit the big white, hit the front wall. It's the big white one in the front.
Okay,
that's pretty much it. Yeah.
So you work as an executive coach, keynote speaker. What's your topic?
Honestly, it's all kind of underneath the umbrella of perspective and mindset, and using some tools that I've learned that can be applied to sort of navigate those waters a little more easy. So when I was in 2008, by the way, I'm still playing racquetball. Like I'm still competing professionally.
Absolutely.
And I'm on Team USA. We actually go to Guatemala in a week.
Wow,
for
congratulations.
Championships. Thank you. So it's still a busy schedule, but as far as the speaking, I gave a couple of keynotes just this past week, one at a school, one at a conference. So it's still being able to, for me, it's about, I want to help people, and I want to build something more than just a trophy case. Like I know that I've accomplished more than I ever even set out to do it athletically. But I want to be able to use those experiences to help people. And a big part of that platform is in 2008, I got jumped by 2 guys with brass knuckles. They shattered the right side of my face.
Oh.
My eyeball almost fell out. And 6 weeks later, I managed to convince our US team coach and the US team committee and the national board to let me continue to compete even after I had over 12-hour facial reconstructive surgery in the middle of June. By the end of July, I was on the plane to Ireland for our world championships, and I won my first world title. I couldn't eat solid food till October. I was 37 pounds underweight, but I was able to convince our coaching and staff that my arms and my legs still work. I can still hit the ball and I can still go get the ball. So I should be able to go to Worlds since I earned that spot. And I did, and I won. And all of Team USA swept that world competition. So it wasn't just special personally. It was special, for the entire team and the entire sport for Team USA that year.
God, that's an incredible story. I can't even imagine. And how were you able to come back like that? That is something that is just spectacular.
Well, and that's kind of the umbrella that I operate from, not just in my speeches and coaching and whatnot, but in my daily life, because my nerves are still shredded. My pain level on a daily basis is 10 out of 10 at best. I mean, I've had 25 out of 10 before a couple of more recent surgeries from that. So this is the gift that keeps on giving. It never, my pain never goes away. But to me, it's my daily reminder of everything that I have to be grateful for. So like I said, kind of my umbrella that I operate from in how I move through not only my own life, but how I try to help others navigate theirs, is that nothing happens to you, it happens for you. And if you can find a way to look at any situation through that lens, it's going to be such a profound shift in you know much less of being a victim and more of a, how can this help me? How can I use this to help myself? How can I use this experience to help others? And it's a very powerful shift. And once you get the hang of it, it's good that it's hard to look through it any other way.
I love that statement. Like nothing happens to you, it happens for you. I mean, I almost have to let that sink in a little bit, right?
Yeah,
Because it's a really
it is.
profound statement. I don't know if you've written a book about that yet, but like,
I am writing a book right now. I am currently writing a book
okay,
right now. Yeah,
congratulations on that. But
thank
boy,
you.
I mean, I just, your story, your athleticism. I mean, I'm super impressed by you. I think that it's just a good reminder for all of us that, we can reach our higher potential. Like, what would you say to somebody who, isn't living to their fullest potential? Could you give them a little bit of a encouragement on how to get more into that zone from an athlete?
Well, and that's the thing. Like, I remember giving a speech to a group of kids in Minnesota once that really had a very profound effect on me. And one of the, I mean, just the innocence in their questions and the self-doubt that they had already developed at such an early age, and the that was a group of kids that were in one of those last stop schools before the whole system gives up on them. So
Right.
they had all of the circumstances, they had all of the, poor home life or a criminal record, or, just never caught a break, as it were, and just felt like the world was against them. And one of the questions I got in a different form from several different kids in that one speech was, yeah, but I'm not like you. But here's the thing, you don't have to be. You don't have to be like me. You don't have to be me, because I believe truly in my heart of hearts that every human being is born with an innate strength and survivability, and a given tool set upon birth to navigate this human experience, whatever that looks like for all of us, however we show up in this journey. It is within everyone. It's a matter of, first of all, knowing that you have it. Second of all, finding it, how deep inside of you it is, and how to bring it out. And then that's an individual, that's a very individual, almost lock and key for everyone. But I believe we all absolutely have it. So you don't have to be me. You don't have to be a professional athlete. You don't have to survive a brass knuckled attack to learn what I've learned, to go
My God.
through you don't have to go through what I've gone through to learn what I've learned. We all instinctively have it. Everyone, no matter what your walk of life. You don't have to be an athlete. You don't have to be anything but who you are at your true self core. And I think a lot of people spend, most of their life trying to figure out who that is. And the sooner you can at least kind of take one step in front of the other in that journey, you're going to find those tools that you already have.
Rhonda, it's one of those things that you said. I mean, you said a lot, right? But one of those things just really kind of landed in my heart about, what do you do when you feel like life has given up on you, right? You come from whatever circumstances or background, a lot of women, especially, we go through all these different life changes, life transitions, we're just different points on the continuum. And sometimes depending on where we're at, we might feel like life has given up on us. So how do you not give up on yourself? Because you have a really good philosophy on that, clearly.
So I add a little bit of humor to it. First of all, you can't take yourself too seriously.
Right.
And two of my favorite quotes come to mind. One that is humorous and one that is just factual, literally or figuratively. No matter where you start from, no matter where you are or where you want to go, you can only ever get anywhere one step at a time. And every time I mention that quote to somebody who got that, oppositional defiance about them and just has to be, find a conflict, they go, yeah, but what if you run? I'm like, how many steps at a time can you take when you run? Oh yeah, just
Good
one.
point.
Yeah, like literally, no matter where you go or where you're starting from, you can only ever get there one step at a time. And as far as wherever that may be that you're starting from, it's two rules that I love to remind myself of and others when they need it is just two simple rules. You can't fall off the floor and they can't kick you off the planet. Other than that, there's a pathway, right? There is a pathway.
I love that. That is profound advice. Rhonda, where can we find you?
I am on Instagram at Rhonda Rajsich. Facebook as well, I think is the same. I do have a Twitter, but I admit I'm never on it. It's at Rondeezy, RONDEEZEE. And my partner and I have a TikTok at LaRhonda, LERHONDA 2723.
Awesome. Well, good luck in Guatemala. I hope you crush it.
Thank you. Thank you. Go
Thanks for
USA.
being on the Big Meow. Yeah.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
Thanks for listening to the Big Meow podcast, sponsored by C.A.T.S Network. If you liked what you heard, please take a moment to subscribe and share this podcast with your friends. You can also join our network filled with positivity and possibility. Visit www.catsnetworking.com to join us and learn more, together with your magical, motivated, and mystical new friends at C.A.T.S Network. Let's transform 1 million lives with your message. Are you feeling isolated sitting at home in your PJs? Or perhaps you're tired of the comfy sweatpants with holes in them that are hidden just below the camera? I mean, you could puke at the thought of another day of Zoom meetings and reporting to your BOSS. Do you want freedom from your home office desk or the office cubicle? Do you want freedom from your current career? Or are you frustrated that your online biz dreams are going nowhere? It's all too overwhelming. Where do you start? All the tech, the choices, and your message. Yep, I said your message, your brand, your voice. What is it? Do you even know what that means? Do you need a biz coach but don't want to invest the big bucks? Let's face it, being a solopreneur is lonely, but you don't have to do it alone. And here's a solution. Join C.A.T.S Network. C.A.T.S Network is a woman-only membership community exclusively available to you, the life coach or executive coach, the author, the thought leader, or the public speaker. If you identify with this list or want to work on adding some of these to your skill set, C.A.T.S is the place for you. Check us out at www.catsnetworking.com. That's C.A.T.S networking.com. Because let's face it, cats are better together.